quantum system. And if you're a part of that age-old pimp system, I don't give a damn if you're even calling yourself Egyptian. It's still the same pimp game in that particular aspect of followers, mass followers, and getting all this particular monetary aspect of these people. They're going the fuck out. You see, this is this type of thing that's going on. I just want to say, and so my point here is that I want to know now, all the other people, because see, the last couple of years we've been having people, first motherfuckers didn't know, I've been talking this Egyptian shit for 10 years. Then all of a sudden, he started talking Egyptian shit, next thing I know, motherfucking Dr. Y'all motherfuckers are like, like weird as shit. Well, you're motherfucking in jail now, so tell that motherfucker to do some magic now. That's the damn thing when you're asylum up in the jailhouse. Motherfucking white boy, you know what I'm saying? Don't lock your shit up. Don't be making claims to the goddamn holy and the divine and all that kind of stuff. You can't back that shit up. Now, going on, I want to deal with some stuff because we now find out there's different things that went on. Because this is another thing. Now the brother saying, Bobby didn't go on food because Bobby is peddling motherfucking liquor. That nigga didn't go on food. That nigga peddling liquor. Shit. We didn't do that. That ain't African. It's a motherfucking thing now. We just learned that we were African about 14, 15 years ago. Now all of a sudden we expert on what the fuck is African or not. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know shit, but all of a sudden that ain't African. Well, goddamn. We're talking about a place that's literally millions of years old. You know what I'm saying? If you want to settle the 3,000 years for some of these people, 4,000 years, if you the Bible, 6,000 years. You know what I'm saying? We got pottery older than 6,000 years. But the point I'm trying to make here is, even if it's 3,000 years, motherfucker, you know what people did for 3,000 years? High culture. All of a sudden, you know all that is. That ain't Africa. What the fuck is Africa? Africa is a case study in progress. We're still learning things as we go on each day. We talk about what we say the Library of Alexandria burnt down twice. And with the remains, they fill up every museum on the planet with Hemmitt. And yet they had the major shit was burned up. But yet we say that ain't Africa. And we yet to know what the people of Africa did prior to they started recording this shit in Hemmitt. So the point I'm trying to make here is, but if you do the study and try to understand things come to be based on just basic history, tell you that the crackers didn't have nothing until they just stole it all from us. And that's just basic. Anybody know that with basic history? Well, one of the things that happened when they were in Spain, and they settled in Spain, the Moors, and for 700 years, they were in Europe for 700 years. America's only 26 years old? And look what America has done. I mean, off the motherfucker's back, but look what it's done just in the 20th century alone. You understand what I'm saying? But the Moors were in Spain for 700 years. You see what I'm saying? Now, one thing that they taught them was the art of alchemy, and one thing that came out of the art of alchemy, which is coming out of the mysteries of Hermes and the school of Tahuti in Africa, was the distillation of alcohol. So not just wine and beer that we got recorded on some aspect, but we're talking about all your scotch, your bourbons, your gins, your rums, all that shit was African science. Why the fuck you think the West Africans spit that shit 4 ways and stuff to the goddamn ancestors? You see what I'm saying? So we know that even Charles Fish told you there was volumes of books, just thousands of books that were burned. I'm just saying they had just volumes of books of stuff in Hemmitt. And so when the Moors went into Europe, they taught them a part of the discipline is the art of fermentation, which is at the root of alchemy. You see? So that's an African science. Now you can use anything as something that can destroy your people. You know what I'm saying? You can destroy your people. That's nothing. You see what I'm saying? But that doesn't necessarily mean it's not a science. So the art of alcohol is the science to alchemy, which is the key to ancient Hemmitt. That's the one, if anybody, that is the major art of ancient Egypt, is alchemy. We talk about this stuff. I don't have to repeat this stuff to you. But going on, we've learned more and more stuff till we understand now that we're talking about the alcohol and all that stuff we think the Europeans got. They got that shit from the Moors, which leads up to the basis of what is going on here when we found out this particular science. And how did I come with this particular discipline? I came with this particular discipline by application into the West African mystery, where you have to spit the rum or spit the gin to invoke the spirits. And after summer of 2000, spitting rum, spitting the spirits to all voodoo entities, I developed a quiet taste for alcohol from June 2000 to fucking August 2000. Now, a year later, I had a psychic attack where, and I talked about that the last time to give you an example. I had this thing hit my teeth, and I had my entire mouth literally destroyed almost. And then the psychic channel came down to mix a brown liquor and a white whiskey. No, brown whiskey and a white liquor. In that case, I had some gin and I had some scotch at a particular time. And I mixed it. As a result, the spirit was able to enter and was able to come in and literally operate on me and repair what was damaged. So and I told you about that the last time I was here on 9/11. You know, 9/10 or 9/8, right before 9/11. So between 9/11 and November, I perfected the system. And it's sheer alchemy. Now, in mixing two continents, so we mixed the gin, which is London dry gin, and that Gardens is a good one. London dry gin, along with Canadian whiskey, which was some of the best is Windsor's. I don't know, there's certain places they don't sell. They got Windsor's, they got R&R, they got Northern Lights. So you have to pick based on where geographical location you are, what kind of Canadian whiskey. So there's I mixed London dry gin. There's on the London dry gin there was Kingsley's, Glenmore, and what's another? Tanqueray. That's a little too much truth up in there. You don't want to fuck with Tanqueray. Stay away from Tanqueray. A lot of motherfuckers got memories from Tanqueray. And it's amazing. I mean, motherfuckers, man, I got a major memory about some Tanqueray. You know. But, so, you know, and you got that Barnett's, you got these particular London dry gins. You mix the London dry gin along with the Canadian whiskey. Now, the mystery was that I had some brothers stand on, oh, look at brain cells. I'm like, goddamn, the brain is the human matrix. That is the reason why your ass is stuck in this illusion. You want to burn some goddamn brain cells. Shit. The damn program in the corner got that shit right. Fuck reality. I'm just going to stay in the other dimension. I let y'all motherfuckers sort that shit out. You know, that's what a nigga told me back in 1981. After Reagan was in. He said, Ronald Reagan gave me a job to drink up all the liquor to see what the fuck you have on y'all young folks. we're dealing with an ancient science. Is it not written in the law that years out, but you spit the shit to the fucking Orishas, you spit it to the lowers, you spit it to the netters, so who the hell do you think is the lowers, the Orishas, and the netters but us? You understand? So as a result, I mixed the two alcohols together, which is an alchemical elixir. Then it gets fun because prior, in March of 2001, 6 entities came. Well, it was about 4 or 5. It was 6 entities that came through channels. Because you're saying, well, you know, well, this channel, but how the hell do you think all that stuff got written? How the hell do you think all the stuff that we have in all the books of the dead, the Upanishads, all these particular sacred texts, how the hell do you think that shit got there? That shit was channeled. Now, because it's 2,000 years, don't necessarily mean that the channels have to stop. So you can channel something about 2,000 years, 3,000 years, it don't make it a bit more sacred because it was channeled 2,000 years than when it was channeled out. That's how we always get shit. You understand what I'm saying? Motherfuckers' lives be saved when they say, don't go to work today. I've heard about 15 different stories of black people doing the World Trade Center. When they got up, they went, I ain't going to work today. And the shit blew up. How many times in your life does some shit happen like that? That's what they told me, motherfucker. When I was walking down the street, I said, let me go get a phone card and all. I'm going to catch the next flight. I'm going to try to get me an evening flight out. And I went up to Flatbush Avenue and the Spirit told me, motherfucker, don't get on that plane. Now, it was interesting because I had the sister Deborah up here when it does the newsletter. She was up here with me during the same weekend. Deborah went back early. Deborah went back on September 10th. When she got to the airport, they was typing this shit. They said, okay, they got you and Mr. Hemmitt. They looked at her and told Deborah, are you sure you want to go? Now wait a goddamn minute now. She's going to go early. That means she got to pay $70 to change her ticket. Okay? Now here's the motherfucker up in here saying that the airport people talking about, are you sure you want to go? This was the day before 9/11. She said, I'm giving you $70 to upgrade my ticket. They asked her, where's Mr. Hemmitt? Where's Mr. Hemmitt? Oh, I want to know who this motherfucker is behind this damn gadget's computer. Where's Mr. Hemmitt? Now all of a sudden, them motherfuckers are social workers like welfare motherfuckers. Where's Mr. Hemmitt? Are you sure you want to go? But anyway, I got the channel. The next day, don't go to the airport, nigga. Because, see, okay, now, to let you in on the thing, you gotta understand it, because I don't want no people. We have to preface ourselves, if motherfuckers get the wrong understanding. The first thing motherfuckers be saying, Bobby said that 9/11 was by him. I see the motherfucking shit coming. So let me preface this thing, so that you understand what's going on. I have to preface myself. Set this shit up right before a motherfucker be done saying. Because the next thing you know, Dowd, we done had another lecture. Talking shit. I ain't said shit about that. I said, you know, goddamn. You know, we got all these scholars that, so I said, damn, if we just, I said, we won't do nothing to argue about each other if we just get into this shit every damn day. So Dowd, you know, I know the story. I want to preface this shit. First thing I'll say, Bobby said that damn 9/11 was about his ass. So I want to get this shit straight. When they make a sweep, when they plan something, and they plan different variables or different situations, and they throw it all in the pot. So when they say something, they'll go, oh, now is the time to get all them other big motherfuckers that's been talking that shit. We'll just wait till 9/11 when we do this stuff here, so we'll roll on all of it. You see how they go? So it's not a matter of 9/11 for Bobby Hemmitt, but then again, on the other hand, motherfuckers know I'm speaking in town. They got the shit, they've been tracking me for years. My phone been bugged for years. You know what I'm saying? Phone been bugged for years. So, well, you got to ask my phone. I don't want to flip over. y'all won't do that kind of shit. It ain't no nigga had evil spirits and niggas fell around with them. Yeah, niggas fell around with money and shit. Yeah, man, after I paid the motherfucking money. He paid the nigga money, and he gonna talk shit about the motherfucker paying their money. Oh, big head, big foot nigga. Ain't that something? This nigga got something for everybody. Fall off the damn podium and stuff. So when they do things and stuff, they say, well, look, when we do this here, we gonna do this and we gonna round up a whole bunch of people. You see what I'm saying? So anybody that was a part of anything at that particular time, they was on the lookout for it. So that's how that whole thing happened. Now going back, I got the channel now to go to the airport. Now going to this thing, all it is we are all connected with what we do, and this thing here is ongoing. So you can get spiritual transmissions throughout history. So in March of 2001, 6 deities came. 3 women, one named Otisha, Sheola, Tiacha. It was 3 sisters, 3 ancient entities. A male called Omagumu, which is the head of this army of thousands of soldiers, and a warrior named Shuma. Then 2 other ones came, one named Kakumbo and one named Lokayo. So now it was Otisha, Tiacha, Sheola, Omagumu, and Shuma. Those are the ones that came at first. Then Kakumbo came, Lokayo came, and recently we got one called Alcala that came, and we got one called Lavado. We're going to get into that in a few minutes on that particular entity. But the 3 sisters also represented, you see them in most of the movies as the Stitching Witches in the Clash of Titans, the Garden Sisters in the Medusa mythology. It's always 3 sisters. You see what I'm saying? The whole Islamic thing before it was, the whole Allah was what? It was 3 female deities that used to rule Arabia, and they rehashed an old matriarchal cult into the whole Islam, the whole Islamic thing. Anybody know the name? I know it was Allah. It was, anybody know those 3 male? What was it? Allah. It was 3 of them. It's 3 sisters. So my point here is there's always these particular 3 sisters throughout ancient mythology. Well, when these particular entities came out, they said we were entities of what we call pre-creation entities that used to rule prior to creation. And we have been locked outside creation for millions of years. And now we're resurfacing back on Earth. I didn't get the transmission. The sister from Los Angeles, California got the transmission, and then other sisters channel to these same entities and stuff, so now they're all part of everything. So when the motherfuckers hit me in my 2, the 3 sisters, Otisha, Tiacha, Sheola came. And when these 3 sisters came, they used the alcohol as a doorway. We're talking about alcohol here. And so when a brother like me, you're talking alcohol, because now the whole health kick shit is a religion for most motherfuckers now. We got people that sit around now because they're on their little oat grass or they wheat bran or whatever little shit they're on, and they sit around now, the only thing they do is talk about what other motherfuckers eat. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck has that got to do with any damn thing? Then you got some motherfuckers thinking if you're not eating a certain goddamn nori wrap and seaweed, you ain't going to heaven. No, don't you just do that like this? Because we always use whatever we become good at to discriminate against others. You see what I'm saying? But the point is, they're like, the alcohol, who gives a fuck? That's a pride. I don't smoke and I don't drink. Who gives a shit like that's some kind of goddamn attribute? I don't smoke and I don't drink. But see, we're using this because we're still thinking about religion and moralism. And this has nothing to do with moralism. There ain't no God up in heaven gonna judge you. You want to get that shit straight with all the new Hemmitt people. Oh, they're going to wear your heart if your heart goes away. And the shit is a metaphysical thing. It ain't got nothing to do with no heart and no goddamn fella on no motherfucking scale. together. That's a form of alchemy. And there's actually two continents now. Because you got your Gean, then you got your Canadian, which is North America. You see? And there's another one that comes up in a few minutes. I'll give you that one. But those particular ones, when you mentioned, you got to call on the three sisters. Otisha, Tiacha, and Sheol. And as a result, people have been doing this I was speaking in Charlotte, North Carolina, and a woman in her mid-70s and her husband. They got in the car and they traveled from Virginia to Charlotte, North Carolina. And she said, I'm deaf in one ear and I'm blind in one eye. And she used the elixir to heal herself. And then she called about 3 weeks later and said, I can see out of this eye and I can hear out of this ear. But you remember on the movie Stargate when the guy got hurt and they put him in his sarcophagus and this ray came and it healed him, and when he came out he said your physical body is the easiest thing to heal. Well, to give you the science on it, it's in the book of Cosmic Memory, Rudolf Steiner, Universe, Earth, and Man, Rudolf Steiner. And they talk about how when the people would get sick, they had surgery. Yes, we know that surgery does not start with the Europeans. We know we had surgery also. But a lot of things when they used to get sick, they used to just put them in this particular temple. So in so many words, it goes like this. What we found out, just like you in the Yoruba, you find out what God is your head. Well, I'm a Bacala, I'm Lepa, I'm Oshu, and all this. Well, in Kemet, whatever your head was, whether you was Aset, whether you was Anubis, whether you was Amun-Ra, whether you was Osiris, you went to that particular temple based on your astronomical, numerical, and your spiritual breakdown of what meta set over you. So let's say you were the goddess Hathor, then you would go to, let's say, the temple of Dendera, because the energy in you was aligned to the particular stuff that they set up as a temple to the goddess Hathor. You understand what I'm saying? So that would be your head. Let's say if you was the goddess Amun-Ra, then you would go to the temple of Karnak. Or if you was the goddess or the god Osiris, you would go to the temple of Luxor. Or if you was the goddess Iset, you would go to the temple of Philae. You see how this works? It's the same thing as what they do when they break down your whole thing based on whether you Oshu, whether you Oya, whether you Yemenia. You get what I'm coming from here? In the Yoruba tradition. Well, they would do the same thing. You would go to whatever temple that you were aligned with based on your incarnation. And they would let's say if you were sick, because it was more than just matters of just being sick. But whatever you want to do, spiritual, physical, or whatever, you would go there, and they basically, Rudolf Steiner talks about how they would put you in a room, do this particular ritual, lay you on the table or on whatever they do, and the gods would literally come down and operate on you. So in so many words, when the sister told me to mix the brown liquor and the whatchamacallit, my tooth was hurting like crazy. I'm like, are you goddamn fool? Now you know me, that don't even supposed to occur. But I did it anyway. And immediately within 20 minutes, the pain was gone. And they repaired my mouth better than what it was 20 years before. So the elixir only acted as a doorway to heal. Now the three sisters can do amazing shit. This shit is reversing aging. This thing is doing any damn thing. Making motherfuckers' boobies get bigger. Doing the implant thing on us. I'm serious business. I know this sounds crazy, but remember the movie Death Becomes Her? With Meryl Streep and what's the girl? Goldie Hawn, Meryl Streep, and Bruce Willis. Well, all that was an alchemical, some of the science of alchemy. When they went to that house and Isabella Rossellini told them to do all that, well, that's all in Death Becomes Her. Well, that's so what took place here is, now the magic here is this. The magic is not necessarily the alcohol. The alcohol has the ingredients to set up a doorway. So the magic is not just the alcohol, the magic is the three sisters that comes with it. You see what I'm saying? And it's healing, and it's the funny thing about shit, call on the three sisters, come back tomorrow and motherfucker be water. Anybody check this shit out yet? Anybody? Marilyn, did you ever do this one? It's almost clear. We got people, we get in the house and we party all night and drink this damn shit. Jam the music, but that plus music, which we're going to get into in a few minutes. We jam this music, and then when they get in the car, motherfuckers are sober. Shit is pH balanced. See what I'm saying? You can drink all you want. You see, why? Because what we're talking about here, I mixed together an elixir. Only thing I did was I tapped into an ancient art of alchemy. And as a result, because the alcohol was originally an alchemical science, and I tapped into the ancient art of alchemy, as a result, you see what I'm saying? When this thing occurred, we have an alchemical elixir, and then you add the gods to it. You see, you add the components of a particular entities to it, and voila, you got this thing. So this is it's just another way, because what we're going to get into tonight is also a redoing of just about everything that religion say you're supposed not to do. You got to start doing. If not physical, because that might land your ass in jail. Mentally, the reality is what you can get away with. But, and I will explain, there's a reason why you must overcome all forms of moralism and all forms of piety. And you must overcome these, if not physically, mentally. So that means you don't have to go back home and announce what big drunk you are, what big hole you are, whatever it is. That's not the point. What we're talking about here is a mentality. A mentality that you must override all forms of the physical laws that govern you in this particular aspect. And it's very key, very key why you have to do that. But I'm going to get a few other things going on before we deal with that. Now, the whole thing they just announced last week that they're going to have suicide bombers coming to America. Now, you heard this shit. They're going to have suicide bombers coming to America. They say this something. Which proves, that's right, motherfuckers, you know, they can't predict the weather no more. But they can tell you when somebody gonna blow up an apartment complex or a mall. Okay, they announced this, remember they had that announced on the national news. Which proves my theory of when they had the suicide bombers in Israel, I knew it was either clones or some form of the Israeli government blowing up their own places to give an excuse to wipe out the fucking Palestinians. You know how that thing go? I knew when the suicide bombers and all this kind of thing, and they started going like this every day. And then the next thing you know, they started mounting their offensive. That is because that was the Israeli government doing it in the first place. You see. And so immediately, when they said the suicide bombers was coming to America, I said, well, that proves my theory right there. Now, it wasn't a theory. It was the spiritual channel that this was going to happen. So we know something's going down in the United States. Now, stick with me, but we got some lady shit. Remember now, right before 9/11, I came here, and the Sharks was backing up everybody. Remember that? The Sharks was backing up all the white folks? We see a lot of things as that now, you see. And the government is actually scared, so now stick with me. Something spiritual went down. And I need to explain this because the sister comes from Kansas. So I went out to Kansas for 2 weeks. So when we went out to Kansas, they put me in the paper. Because we didn't know where the conscious crowd was. So they put me in the Kansas paper so they have something like a luncheon or some type of get-together to invite the conscious people out who knew me or who heard of me to come out in Kansas City and come out and see and just hobnob with me, and they'll set up a meeting for a future lecture. While I was down there chilling, because I got down to Kansas and didn't want to fucking leave, But the point here is, the sister was like, there's an Egyptian exhibit at the Nelson Art Gallery. So we kind of skated on it for about a week, you know, because I had missed two in Atlanta. We got to go to see the exhibit, but when we got down there, they said that we had to leave because they told us we ate lunch, and they told us it was 3 o'clock, it was too late to come into the exhibit. So I went into the little room where they have all the little books, all of the Egyptian books and stuff that they sell coming on with the exhibit. And the spirit was just on me saying, you need to go see this. So I said, wait, hold on 1 minute. Let me go and look and see what this exhibit is about. She had one little piece of paper, but when we got down there, they showed the actual the companion book that comes to the exhibit. And it was the exhibit for the British Museum, the Egyptian stuff, or the Egyptian antiquities of the British Museum. So I said, Mom, damn, I know I got to go with this. Okay. So the next day, we go through it. They got over 200 something pieces of this thing. And we see Ramesses. I said, well, this is enough right there, because you know, usually they have these exhibits. There'd be some sarcophagus or some motherfucker you don't know. You know, somebody, maybe from the Ptolemy period and shit, but you know, we just be happy to see that anything Egyptian. But they had Ramesses, they had a bust of King Tut, they had Akhenaten, Nefertiti, Tutmosis, the second or whatever, the great Tutmosis. So I said, this is enough right there. And they had a gold room. And then they said, well, after we went to the gold room, they said, well, next up is the room with the book of the day. And I said, well, I didn't hear this what the motherfucker said. They said it was the room with the book of the day. So we go in the room, and they got, literally, they only got 2. They got the pyramid text, and they have the papyrus of Ani. That's what all the book of the day we got is written off this one book of the day that we know they have in the British Museum. Now stick with me, because there's a whole shit going down, and this is some major stuff. So we go in the room, and standing before us is 4 panels of the judgment scene from the book of the dead. Now, understand what's going on here now. Wasn't a book of the dead, wasn't some rendition of something that is telling you about the book of the dead. No, they actually had the literal papyrus of Ani in Kansas City, Missouri. That was Missouri, that particular part. Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas City, Kansas, right across the water from each other. But they had the actual book of the dead, and they had the judgment scene. They had the actual judgment scene on the fucking walls with Osiris, the wing of the heart, the nettles, the 22 nettles, or how many they got up there. What you've been looking at, they had the literal papyrus. And I was like, oh shit. I was standing right here face to face with them. I said, man, this is, this was worth the trip. Right here, we got home, I sat on the bed, and the channel started coming. I said, oh man, I see what these motherfuckers was trying to do. Now we know that was a part of the British Museum for years, since they got them in the late 1800s. But remember on Aunt Bell, they tell the story about how they had this mummy going around Europe, and everybody, all these crap started dying, because all that exhibits got curses on them. And all that stuff they did got cursed on them, and they had this mummy going around Europe, and they said, get this shit up out of Europe, because it's killing people, and all kind of shit was going on, and all kind of things was going on with the actual cities that this mummy was in. So they got some fool to buy it in New York, and they put the shit on the boat, to ship it to New York, and it was a Titanic. That's the rest of the story, because it got cursed on it. So there you have it, based on this. Well, apparently, this exhibit has been going around the United States, because I see what the British government was doing. The British government knew that this was the judgment scene from the Book of Coming Forth by Day, the oldest book in the world. And they knew that the Mother England would still run shit. Isn't it funny who was the first motherfucker to drop the bomb when they started bombing over there in Afghanistan or whatever? Was it British? The fucking Britain dropping the bomb on the people in Afghanistan, because that's still the father. That's still the Mother England. They still run shit. Don't they buy each person's birth certificate? The church, the Bank of England buys each person an American birth certificate. When you born, you heard that stuff there. Jordan Maxwell and all that talk about all that. Your straw man and that whole shit everybody's talking about, but they buy each person's birth certificate when they're born. So basically, England could not have the book of coming forth by day on British soil. So they shipped that shit over in America during the millennium. Not 2000, but 2001. And this thing has already been in Toledo, Ohio. It was in Memphis, Tennessee, the whole 9/11. Then this shit was right here in Brooklyn, in the Brooklyn Museum. But it was interesting because the exhibit is real quiet. They don't really make a big deal out of it. But most people, even when it was in Brooklyn, most people here didn't even know that the Book of the Dead was up in this motherfucker from October to dawn February. Now, it's in Kansas City, Missouri now, all the way to July 7th, and then it goes to San Francisco from August the 10th to November the 3rd. You see, then it comes to the Minneapolis Institute of Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Then it goes to Chicago, Illinois, but it won't get back to Chicago until April the 16th of next year, and then Baltimore of September the 21st. So the point I'm trying to make here is they got this thing going around the country because they know that they know, number one, they cannot have that papyrus of Ami in the mother country that runs all this shit during the millennium. That's why the first date was March the 2nd, 2001. That proves that the millennium was 2001. They could not have this thing in the head honcho's country during that particular time. So they said, what? Ship that motherfucker to America. Because they already know judgment is on all the European powers. But the one that got me to stick it to the most is America is the final jumping off point. And ever since 2001, all hell been breaking loose. But the point I'm trying to make here is, do you understand the concept of the papyrus of Ani, which it also goes into the thing about the book, the Zealotard that I talked about, where the guy said that our only hope is some black Masonic group in America. In the book, the Zealotard book, what's the guy named? Mark Hetzel. Mark Hetzel's book, the Zealotard. And then there's another, on the internet last summer 2000, they said that the Africans in America are the heirs to the earth. I got it someplace, but I think it's on the last tape I did here, and I give the internet number. The point I'm trying to make here is, this is major stuff, for that actual stuff to actually be going down at this particular time. This is major. Now this is interesting here, a couple of things here. Here's a book called The Big Book of Conspiracies. And this is a book talking about the death of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and the conspiracy of how the government and everybody killed Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and Kennedy and all different types of conspiracies, but yet this is coming from the comic book store. You see, if you can't find it, just get with the sister from the newsletter, because they might be able to pick it up, and you can get one by way of Arkansas also. But this is coming from the comic book store, and this is one of the conspiracies where they're talking about killing Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Huh? Not comic strip, comic book store, not comic strip. I mean, that's the newspaper. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. Yeah, I thought you was talking about the pogo and the funny shit and the funny thing or whatever. No, yeah, it is. But my point here, remember, it was all, and I've been talking about this before, and I remember I was here at UAM, I was saying about the comic books, and people started laughing, and Leonard Jerker was in the back of the room, and I said, they got your motherfucking ass in the comic book too, and read the shit to him in the comic book. And remember the movie Unbreakable, where Samuel L. Jackson said, shit, everything you want to know, you need to read the fucking comic books. In the movie Unbreakable. Well, so this is the stuff coming from the comic book stores. You see? From the comic book store. This is called The Big Book of Conspiracies. By Doug Monarch. Monarch. And you can get this particular book from can also get this book from call the people down there at the Sirius Times, because I don't know how many they have in these stores or whatever the deal is, but they might be able to get it for you. Now, moving right along. Now, this is interesting, because now, during the same time of 9/11, this shit comes out. Remember about the black hole? Now, they announced the black hole. What was that, Thursday? Huh? Yeah. The Thursday no, I know it went into the black hole in May, but they announced the black hole. You gave me the paper a couple of days, I think that Thursday. I think it came out on the Thursday before 9/11. They announced about the black hole in all major newspapers. Well, during the same time, this article comes out of Astronomy magazine face to face with the black hole, with the same black hole in the Milky Way core. Now stick with me, because this shit here has got real funky. Real funky. As you know, which was the same one in the Stubble magazine, 1998. But during 9/11, in October, you know, when it comes out, if the magazine comes out in October, it comes out damn near the 1st of September. You know. So here it is, October magazine, around the time of 9/11, this shit breaks. Where they so-called taking pictures and different things like this, taking readouts and all this on this particular black hole that we supposedly had really entered into on May the 21st, 2001. Well, this was a year later, which was what? When was the 21st? Last Wednesday or Thursday? What was it? Last Tuesday. Last Tuesday. Oh, that's somebody else. Okay. Last Tuesday was a year since we went into the particular black hole, and and here it is again. There was another entity that came out, which I'm going to in a few minutes. The entity came a month. The entity came 3 weeks before and told me where to find him in a book. The same entity is dealing with the black hole. It was the same sister from California. She said, you got a green book on your shelf and it's got that motherfucker in there, the black hole intelligence. I said, oh shit. So and I looked over the shelf, I said, I know exactly what you're talking about because I've been reading on it for years. Then the entity came Tuesday and gave its name and said, we need to call on its name. It's L-A-V-A-D-O. Gotta pronounce it right. Lavado. Now, I don't want to say Lavado because the first thing a motherfucking nigga will be saying is Bobby done took my Lavado to watch. Lavado to watch and then made him a goddamn entity out of this shit. Time out for fooling motherfuckers now. You know. Then you fuck around and see me all like now and shit, you know why, or whatever the deal is. But that ain't happening. So it's not, it's L-A-V-A-D-O, Lavado. Not Lavado, because the next thing you know, motherfucker be talking about my Lavado to watch. Lavado. Lavado is a new name of the, what they call the emperor needs a new name. It is the new age name of an old energy that you know of as Leviathan. Same thing, the face upon the waters. Now stick with me. Okay? So, stick with me. I want to just get this stuff going down. Want this stuff going down. Just want to cover a few things. And then we'll get into other stuff right now. But I just want to leave out nothing. I just want to deal with a couple of things. I'm a socialist. So, if anything don't go down, it might go down. You see what I'm saying? Because they already announced the suicide bombers. You see. That means that they will definitely do something this summer or whatever. Remember, distraction is the #1 key to the government. Okay? So now they got the people in this type thing here where they say, did Bush know? You see. This is a form of mind control. If they can distract you They can keep you from dealing with some stuff that you're supposed to be dealing with in this particular summer solstice. You see, now we know they already have a major lineup, a major alignment. Got to know about the major alignment. When was that? Last month? Or whatever the deal was, a late major alignment. You see, that's very key, because whenever they come out and start telling on themselves and stuff like that, you know, that's the way they do things. You see, so they're going to give you this, they're going to give you Robert Blake that's killing his motherfucking wife. Now, he is a motherfucker. OJ was innocent and was allegedly accused with his wife shit. You know what I'm saying? They had that nigga running down the freeway the next day, or the next 2 days. And this cracker, he killed his wife, and they gave him a benefit of the doubt for damn near a whole year. Ain't that a bitch? You know, he kills his wife, and they give him the benefit of the doubt. Nigga, they got him hauling ass down the freeway, what, 2-3 days later? You see what I'm saying? So now, the whole thing here is, they got a whole lot of mind control shit that's going down. That's the way this particular thing goes down. You see, it's always this particular mind control, because one of the keys here, if you want to get into the study of this particular part right now, you need to get in and get the book that came out in 1996 called The Mysteries of the Sphinx. The one by Robert Bubal. Somebody give me a cup. Somebody give me a cup. You know, give me a cup. Yeah, good, you got some of them. I see you ain't giving us that big cup there. I know what's up in that motherfucker. Now, the key here is you need to get Robert Bubal's book and Graham Hancock's book, The Mystery of the Sphinx. That's the name of it. Came out in 1996. And now you get it on paperback. And you need to read the chapter on the journey of the Horus King. That's the chapter you need to read, because there's major stuff going down, and more than likely, the way things are going on, we are in the year of Maya based on double zeros and double twos. You see, double zeros, double twos. So, you need to get that particular book to try to understand that there's some particular point in the spring that the so-called Horus King makes his journey to his father's kingdom of Osiris in the Twat, or the Twat, which is the level of the underworld. In this particular case, in the physiological aspect, it's going to be your particular Kundalini energy in the base of your spine making its way to the journey in the resting place, going through the heart chakra, but in the final resting place of the pineal gland. That is the whole physiological, metaphysical aspect of the journey of the Horus King. But we're still talking about during the time of the summer solstice. You see what I'm saying? So all this shit coming on. You turn to this NBC, ABC, and CBS News at 6:30. It's a case study of what they're going to do. You know, and be on the lookout. These motherfuckers ain't never been so sure of this, all this stuff is supposed to go down, but nobody don't know shit doing 9 damn 10. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows that, but all of a sudden they know all the shit is going down and how it's going down. That is because we're talking about mind control. You see, because they got to distract you, because it is very key at this particular time, because there's 700 miles off the coast of Florida that tells you different. This ain't no motherfucking shit, because remember, they had that big thing floating out in space. That was intelligence. This big black area, this big black shadow, this stuff they talk about for years. All of a sudden, that shit is on the Florida coast. Off the Florida coast, but we've also found it in the Book of the Dead. We'll get into that in a few minutes. So this is very key. Now, what we're going to deal with here is a series of things to line up the physiological Kundalini in the body, along with the black water, mysterious black water, in the ocean off the Florida Keys. Anybody heard about this shit? Nobody heard about this. How many people heard about the the CNN website, CNN.com, Sapling Black blog, floating near Florida. That's what the damn shit says on the .com thing. Floating near Florida, March 27th, 2002. And that's on the CNN aspect. So you're going to www.com black blog floating near Florida, March 27th, 2002. That will give you the access to it on the internet, and we have, what is this? One conspiracy week. Is this it? This the wrong one? Oh, okay, okay, I see. Yeah, okay. Oh, this motherfucker done burst into flames.
Yeah, and then we had
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, that's interesting too, because there's a part of that too, a part of this particular lesson. How much time we got? All right. Well, I guess I'm going to have to talk a little loud. See, if we had a microphone, we'd been good to go. Yeah, I know. I got it right here. Yeah. I don't know, man. What you think? And then they got the nerve to be playing some goddamn Waylon Jennings bullshit or something. Huh?
It's from the camel, their throne is outside. The throne of their country, the steward from their country is a sheep seller.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, do they know about that though?
No, they didn't.
Oh. Okay. I guess we can do that. All right. This is fitting because we'll go into this particular part right now. Because what I was going to talk about was there is something that happened to me. A couple things happened to me. You ever heard of ear candle? And that's where the people take the candle and candle out your ears with this cone. Anyway, I had my ears to be candled out. In this particular ear here, the sister said that that they candled out this guy's ear to get the wax out and all, and they did 5 candles, and he was damn near deaf. Well, I could hear I could hear out the ear fine. It just was annoying because it just had that heavy feel when it stopped up. So she candled out, and it took damn near 13 times to candle the damn ear out. But apparently, when she candled it out, I could hear the cells and everything in my body. I could hear just damn near the cells in my body. Now, wait a minute, hold on. Is this going to interfere? Huh? What? You see? They just are testing the equipment?
Yeah, I think they just testing the equipment.
Yeah, because I just want to,
There ain't no people that just took their party and they do. Okay,
cool. Because I'm wondering. I mean, because if there was a party, they'd have to pick some better music than that shit. I might can get into the groove. But anyway, once she candled out my ear, I found out that I could hear almost the cells in my body one night. I could hear my heartbeat. I could hear shit in my feet. And after a while, when the ordeal happened, I decided to go in and do some research to try to find out. I said, it's got to be something that's very sacred and very spiritual about this whole ear thing and about the hearing thing. And so I went in and I went through my whole library and stuff, and I had remembered over the years that if there was a lot on the ear, I would have caught it. But so I went. What is the door doing propped open? Well, that's even worse. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. So I said, well, if I remembered through the years of all the study, if there was something that was about the ear that was so important, I would have gotten it in my study, because I do remember in the book of Thoth, Aleister Crowley's book of Thoth, which is the last book he wrote, in there when it was talking about Horus and the Horus lock, that he said that the Horus lock represented something that is inside of the ear called the Barahadna chakra, or Bararandra chakra was the name of it. And he said it was the highest level of Akasha spirit which is melanin, Akash, black substance, the Akashic records. It was the highest level of Akasha spirit. And that's what this particular Horus lock represented, was something in the inner ear. Now this is the only piece of material I got from Crawley that I got, and I went through everything I had, and and over the years, and what made me go through the entire library was the simple fact that out of 10 years of study, I never got anything out of these particular metaphysical books on the ear. But yet, Crawley in his Book of Thoth has such a profound statement in the card, the Fool, which is a tarot card, and he talks about the baby Harpocrates. As you know, the baby with the thumb in his mouth is the baby Horus. You know him as the baby Jesus. But in Christianity, he's the baby Jesus. But in Hemmitt, he's the baby Horus, or Heru. In Rome, he's Cupid. And in Greece, he's Eros. He's Eros. So he talks about this Harpocrates in that particular Horus lock that you see that they wore in Kemet, and the Jews is fronting, the white Jews is fronting and wear that little thing. But he said it had nothing. He said it had something to do with, that was trying to indicate something in the ear. And I said, this is such a profound statement. Why can't I find anything in any of my material on the ear? And I had remembered that Richard King talks about how he studied was studying the professor. Remember he was studying a professor. No, a professor said that the pineal gland had no significance whatsoever. Then he walked across the yard, because he was in college, and he walked across the yard to the library, and went in the library and found a whole volumes of the same professor talking about the significance of the pineal gland. So I know when there's something that's not, I know when there's something that is not in their corner, or something that doesn't relate to them, they omit it. So you can get thousands of these metaphysical books and hardly nothing on the pineal gland. You see, and it's interesting, but yet the person who wrote on the pineal gland more than anybody other than the black thing was Hilton Hotima. In all of his books, he basically lays out the pineal gland in all of his books. Hilton Hotima's books, and he writes on the pineal gland more than anybody. Now it's interesting. So when we know, whenever they got all these books on alchemy, Kundalini, there's 10, 12, 13 books in print right now on the Kundalini. Hardly none when it comes to white people on the pineal gland and the metaphysical aspect. So whenever something does not work on them, they omit it. So I said, here it is again. They're omitting this whole inner ear thing. I said, it's got to be a key to the ear. So I said, well, damn, in that case, only person I can go to is Richard King. So I go to African Origins of Biological Psychiatry, his first book, his major book to this day, and on page 42 or something, we'll look in the index, inner ear nucleus. And he said that the inner ear nucleus is the doorway to the temple. So this is one of the great mysteries, is the doorway to the temple. He also goes and says that it is from the inner ear nucleus that develops eyesight. But clearly, the doorway to the pineal gland and the mystery and one of the secrets to the pineal gland is the inner ear nucleus, which is very key. Because for the last 10 years, the government has made sure that most music that we hear now, from compact disc or CD, does not permeate to the inner ear melanin. So you can hear something, but not necessarily hear it. You see, not necessarily hear it. So the inner ear nucleus, or the inner ear melanin, is one of the great mysteries to melanin. Now, remember I talked about before about the LP and how the album, they had to stop making the LPs, although you can get stuff in the LPs or the albums. Wax became secondary and almost out of production in America in the 1990s because they needed to do a hologram with the inner ear nucleus. They need to put a hologram which compact disc, you can hear something but not necessarily hear it because it is a hologram. Now stick with me because this is very important, because one of the keys here is that all across the country, I don't care where you go, I don't know about New York, but I know in most countries, black nightlife has taken a plummet from the 1990s on into the 2000s. Black nightlife is nothing what it was in the 80s and even the 70s and the 60s, whatever. The party that we used to have, you see what I'm saying, is hardly nothing but white nightlife is